Hi, I'm Guy Powell, and welcome to the next episode of the backstory on the Shroud of Turin. If you haven't already done so, please visit guypowell.com and sign up for more episodes. I am the author of the upcoming book, The Only Witness, a historical fiction of the Shroud of Turin. It traces a possible yet plausible history of the Shroud over the last 2 millennia. Today, we're speaking with Andrew Casper, Associate Professor of Renaissance and Baroque Art History at Miami University in Oxford. He is the author of An Artful Relic, The Shroud of Turin in Baroque Italy, published with Penn State University Press in 2021. And his new book won the Roland H. Bainton Book Prize by the 16th Century Society for Best Book in History of Art and Music. With that, let me introduce Andrew Casper. As I mentioned, he is professor of Renaissance and Baroque art history at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, where he specializes in late 16th and 17th century religious imagery in Italy. His research on the Shroud of Turin has resulted in numerous works of scholarship, but most notably his latest book, An Artful Relic, The Shroud of Turin in Baroque Italy, published with Penn State University Press in 2021. And as mentioned, he won the Roland H. Bainton Book Prize Award by the 16th Century Society for Best Book in History of Art and Music. He's former Fulbright Fellow and holds a BA from the University of Michigan and an MA and PhD from the University of Pennsylvania. Welcome, Andrew.
Thank you. It's really great to be back.
So
Thank
tell
you.
us about this prize that you won. It sounds really fantastic.
Yeah, the Roland H. Bainton Book Prize is awarded every year by the 16th Century Society, as you mentioned. And the 16th Century Society is an academic professional organization, one of the biggest academic professional organizations in my field. It kind of incorporates scholars from all over the world who study all aspects of Renaissance culture from the 1400s through the 1700s. And the book prize is awarded every year in 4 different categories. And I'm just absolutely thrilled that they selected my book, An Artful Relic, as the winner for the category of the history of art and music. And just the fact that it's been recognized and deemed worthy of this honor is just a hugely gratifying thing for me, because I worked so hard on this book. And as you know, and probably if you remember from my previous appearance on this show, this has been a life's passion. So it's a huge honor and one that I'm just really quite tickled with.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so fantastic. So definitely congratulations, and it really does mean something when you win something like that. Now, so it was given to you on your book. So tell us a little bit about your book, The Artful Relic.
Yeah, so my book is really the first historical investigation of the Shroud of Turin during the period of its real rise to fame as Christianity's most important religious artifact. And this occurred in the late 1500s and through the 1600s. In particular, my book looks at it from an art historical perspective. And what I mean by that is the Shroud of Turin emerged as a relic that was considered to actually be a work of art by God. And in fact, it was described in various textual sources that were published in that period as a painting by God that used Christ's blood as the pigment. And then I also look at how the Shroud of Turin was integrated into the artistic culture of the time. It was copied by artists numerous times. They provided like full scale duplications of the shroud that were distributed for purposes of devotion for those who could not travel to Turin to see it in person. And so it's really the first real investigation of how the Shroud of Turin came to prominence during the period of its rise to fame.
Yeah, fantastic. And there were so many interesting pieces in there about the history of the Shroud. Now, this is one certainly important piece of scholarship on the Shroud. How does it fit in with a whole bunch of other types of scholarship on what's been written on the Shroud?
Yeah, so I think anyone who investigates the Shroud of Turin knows that what is written about it now is really kind of dominated by investigations that seek to either prove or disprove its authenticity. And the vast majority of those, of course, come from scientists, and even a lot of what I would call, without being critical, but I'd call kind of non-professional scholars, let's say,